Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks for coming by today. Just wanted to do a little December reading wrap up because I didn't really do a lot of like check-ins and things throughout the month. So I just kind of want to, wrap out the year of 2023 with all the things I got into for December. Because it was a bit. In December I was just busy, so but I still managed to do some reading. So I want to represent my weird punk books 2023 sub club shirt. Got that in the mail the other day. I really love this design. I think I'm gonna probably join for 2024. I like supporting weird punk books because they just do this pocket stuff, and yeah, so anyway, let's get into what I got read. I did start out the month with a reading vlog that I super enjoyed. I don't want to thank everyone for the views on that one, but I read like Yeri from Red Velvet, so I did another reading like a K-pop idol vlog. Had a great time, read some great books. Yeti has pretty good reading taste. So I'll recap those real quick, and I'll link that vlog below if you are interested in checking it out. But yeah, so No Longer Human by Osamu Dozai. This kicked off that vlog. This is somewhat of kind of a Japanese modern classic, I would think. Really a study about this, really a character study about this guy who just feels really detached from humanity, does not feel like he's a human. Where we follow him as through his life a bit, and just I don't know how to actually explain it. It's a hard book to talk about, but it was super interesting, very kind of complex and complicated, and yeah, just very interesting. The White Book by Hong Kong. Finally read more Hong Kong, and oh gosh, I really love this book. Really deals with grief, as we are seeing from the perspective of this character who had a sibling that died not long after birth, and so how that sort of thread of grief kind of pulls through a lifetime and affects the family, and each kind of chapter is discussing a white object or some kind of white thing as it relates to some sort of story or memory, and how this sort of I think this pull of a color in this case, or an object or a song, can hold a memory for us. It was really beautiful, and yeah, highly recommend it. It was gorgeous. I read Malice by Keiko Higashino. Finally get into some of his crime books, and really, I did have to grow. I enjoyed this too. This is essentially a detective book, but really a lot more. And again, really another character study, I'd say, more so than the crime itself. Like you are interested in the crime and what happened, but you're also interested in the characters, because as I said in the blog, it really isn't about the who done it, because you figure out who done it maybe about halfway through the book, but it's the why of it all, and that is where it gets twisty and turny, a bit messy, as this man who's an author was found dead, and yeah, the whys of it all. So it was good, and I would definitely read more of this series with this particular detective. It was good. And then I read I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. This is a manga collection, and I really love this. This is by Yoru Sumino, art by Ijimi Kirihara, and this was lovely. It is yeah, I don't know, it's just lovely. So it's this little guy and gal, they're all like high school kids, but Sakura, she has a terminal illness, and it's something to do with her pancreas, which is why there's a pancreas thing in here. And but this guy right here finds out her secret, that she's wanting to keep the illness secret because she doesn't want friends to treat her differently, things like that. She just kind of wants to enjoy the rest of her life, the little time she has left. But he kind of stumbles onto her secret, and they kind of form this kind of this friendship that it wouldn't have happened otherwise, because they're kind of opposite people. He's very like introverted, keeps to himself, and she's outgoing and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, they have these little adventures together, and she can just be himself. She could be herself around him, and he can be himself around her, and yeah, it's really lovely. It's really lovely. So I really enjoyed that also. I did a reread, really, it felt more like a first time read of Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka also for that blog. And I read that back in high school. I really didn't remember much about it. I remember the guy wakes up when he's a bug, right? That's what you know about about Metamorphosis, right? And yeah, guy wakes up and he's a bug, but it's really about what that means next, because he wakes up right at the beginning of the book and he's a bug. So his family's got some things going on. There's some family things, there's some issues going on with here, but what it means for him, because now he's living out the rest of his life as a bug, but he's like contained in this room. I don't know, there's a lot going on here. I really enjoyed it. So, and yeah, that was it for that vlog. So yeah, again, I just had a great time with that vlog, and some really awesome picks from Yeti. I did another reading vlog after that where I read like Kelly from Kelly Hooked on Books. We kind of swapped some book recommendations, and I gotta see how that all played out, and I had another fun time with this one too. So first up, I read Lady of the House by Grace Reynolds. This was a poetry collection, which was excellent, and this is about I guess more like a housewife, kind of post World War II. Has her husband, has come home from the war, and she's not working anymore because, of course, as the women workforce, women went to work as the men went off to war, in the factories and building things, all kinds of good stuff, right? And but now it's like, no, we need to do that anymore, and she's just stuck at home now, and she's really struggling with this role she's supposed to play, and it goes from there. It's a bit dark, and I really liked it. And then Undead Girl Game by Lily Anderson. Really had a fun time with this. This was so much fun. It is, I guess, like a YA novel about this, really these two girls who were kind of outsiders of their high school, but they're like the bestest of friends, and they get to witchy things and have fun with that. But the one girl is found dead, and so her friend is trying to resurrect her, but she also resurrects a couple of other dead girls that would die. And the story goes from there. About we figure out why these girls are dead, who done it, why done it, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, it was really good. I just had a really good time with it. I thought the characters were great, writing was great. I really enjoyed that one. Eyes of the Sleeping Children by D.A. Butcher was up next, and I liked this one. Okay, I didn't love it as much as I was hoping I would, because the premise of it all was like, ooh, this sounds really great. Another kind of historical setting. We're kind of in that Dust Bowl, Depression era of Kansas. I think it was Kansas, and this family that's under this whole kind of town really is just struggling because there's no farms anymore, and there's people are struggling to eat and find money. Like, it's the struggle is real, right? And this family where the husband and wife, and then two kids, the youngest son just goes missing out of the blue, and they can't figure out what's going on. They're searching for him, and then it just goes from there, and yeah, there's some twists and turns in here. It gets a little spooky. Maybe there's some suspicion of the Sandman. Yeah, it was pretty good overall, but it just kind of dragged a little bit for me. Overall idea, I think, was great. Just didn't quite capture me as much as I like, but I did enjoy it. I think it's worth a read. I think the historical setting was definitely interesting. Yeah, so it was good. I think that's all I read for that vlog. So I'll leave that one below too, in case you want to check it out for further thoughts as I was reading the books. And it was a fun little thing that we did, and I recommended her some books too. So I'll link her video below too if you want to see what I recommended her. And did she like them? Kelly can be a little tough nut to crack, so you have to watch and see how I did with my recommendations. Next I read Gorgeous Gruesome Faces by Linda Chang. Everybody read this with my friend Belle, and I wanted to read it because it had referenced K-pop and then horror. I was like, okay, this one seems right up my alley, and y'all, this was really good. I really like this. Another YA novel. But I thought it was excellent. We're following, our main character is part of this group that disbanded. It was like were they three group? It's a 3-girl or 4-member. I don't remember now. And something happens. One of the girls died because she jumped out of a window. And so, of course, the group disbanded. So it's been a little bit of time later, and both of the girls are kind of entering this kind of like a competition, I guess, to try to, and this is all actually set in America, even though it's themed around K-pop, but they're set in Atlanta. There's this sort of competition where there's a group of girls are coming in to kind of win a spot to go to Korea to get within a company to start training to be part of a group. So there is the aspect of the K-pop industry and training, and their learning routines, all that kind of good stuff. All that's in there, but there is some horrific things going on also as we learn about the past that always keeps coming back between the girls, and the like I said, the one girl that died previously, and then how that is all tracking into play. Now it went in a direction I was not expecting. Like, it really took me by surprise, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The characters were complicated as they're wrestling with that past, wrestling with feelings of today. And yeah, it was really good, and honestly some really good spooky scenes too. Definitely got really creepy too. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you like YA horror, or you're looking for the new YA horror, I would definitely recommend. I had a really great time with this. Both Belle and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really great. And of course, if you like K-pop, you'll like that little angle. But it doesn't. But even if you don't, I think just the overall storyline will pull you in, I think, because yeah, it was good. It was really good. And the cover is so good. Anyway, so yeah, that was great. Then it was around Christmas time, and so I just jumped head first into a lot of Christmas smut stories. So let's go through those real quickly. And of course, a lot of this I'm reading for the Creepin' Peepin' Corny Christmas. A lot of that, we had a smut wheel, and okay, it was a thing. So first up, the Snowman's Magical Carrot by Alexa Snow. Did I write that right? Well, woman bones a snowman. I don't know what to tell you. These are all really short too. They're just little short, little schmutty snippets of. And this one was okay. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'll say that. Taken by the Snowman by Maggie Alabaster. This one was pretty fun. Okay, so there's this witchy woman. She makes a little wish. She's trying to like conjure up a man because she's been lonely, and she kind of things happen, and she conjures up some snowmen, 3 snowmen to be exact, and things go from there. It's got a hot little time, and it was a lot of fun. What was next? Not as fun was Oh Tentacles by Carmen Frost. I don't know, I thought this one was going to be fun because tentacles, but I don't know, I thought it ended up being just a little weird, and I didn't quite get the story. I think maybe it was trying to be kind of like a Scrooge kind of story, because this woman was like just a real bitch, basically, and like she got her comeuppance on like Christmas Eve night. But I don't know, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought it would be funner, but it wasn't. Brace yourselves. I need you to brace yourselves for this one. Santa Claus Conquers the Cretaceous by Alexa Stone also. Alexa Stone. Oh no, Alex Stone. Alexa Snow is the other author. Okay, I'm getting my authors confused. You can tell by the cover it's dinosaur smut. Also, Santa seems to have a real problem with T-Rexes. Like, he feels like they're like the worst dinosaurs, so he travels back in time with a couple of his elves because he wants to put coal in the T-Rex's stocking. There's some punishing that's going on after that. Y'all, I don't know. I'm a little speechless on this one still. It wasn't good. I don't recommend it unless you're just curious. But it got weird. It got weird once Santa went back in time. And turns out Santa's a bit of a perv. And, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. All right. Let's just keep on with it. Another one I didn't really enjoy as much as I thought I was going to was How the Monster Stole Me on Christmas Eve. I forgot to write down the author. You'll see the picture here. It's like a Grinch one. I read a Grinch one last year. I had fun with it, you know. I thought this one would be fun too. And I don't know, there's something about it I just didn't like. Something about it I just didn't like. I think because this woman, she's at her like family's house on Christmas Eve. And like the house that she grew up in kind of thing. And the Grinch comes and steals her or whatever. They have sex, whatever. But it was this whole like, supposedly she used to like fantasize about the Grinch when she was younger and stuff like that. I don't know. It gave me like creepy vibes. It gave me a little ick. So I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. One that was real fun though was Snicker Do's. I'm not sure how to say it, by Cherry 6. This one was a lot of fun and just I don't know, just a smutty good time. I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. Another kind of fun one, if you kind of like monster smut, is Mr. Jingle by Layla Faye. Mr. Jingle is this like kind of cosmic old being type of thing that like was trapped in this lady's mirror and he breaks out. That's pretty good. Then I read this duo by N.E. Mack, The Naughty List and All I Want for Christmas. So these are male romances, a bit with Santa Claus, and it was super smutty, really hot, and I had a really good time with those. Those were a lot of fun. What's next? Cookies and Cream by Latrexa Nova. This one was weird. So we have this lady who, I think she's kind of like middle-aged. She's like witchy. And like her neighbor lady comes over with this random dude. She's obviously having an affair with her husband, with this like young hot guy. And he's like somehow gets pushed into this big oven because of course this woman is a kitchen witch and she has like an oven that's like our size of a room. I don't know. Look, you gotta roll with it a lot of times with smut. You just gotta roll with it. And the guy turns into a gingerbread man. I don't know, y'all. It got weird, but it was fun. All right, I didn't read a Krampus one. I can't go without reading a Krampus smut. So A Krampus Christmas Summoning by Devin Jackson. This was just a lot of fun. If you like Krampus, if you like monster smut. This lady is Christmas Eve. She's at like her, I don't know if they were fiance or if he was just a boyfriend, but at like the boyfriend's parents' house. And I guess the boyfriend's kind of a tool. And so she summons Krampus. And Krampus shenanigans ensue. Okay. And then last but not least, Mall Santas by J.B. Trepanier. I'm not sure how to say that. But this is a sort of reverse harem situation with some mall Santas who were these firefighters or volunteers to be a Santa Claus throughout the mall. And I don't know, it's really ridiculous how this woman meets all these guys, but whatever. It's fun. All right, so that was my smut, and it was fun. I don't know, I had a good time reading it, but I was a bit smutted out by the end of it, I will say. Another Christmassy fun read was, Candy Cane Kills by Brian McCauley. Just got this in my Nightworms for December, and it was perfect timing, and so I took it with me as I went down to my in-laws, and this was so much fun. A Christmas slasher, so if you like slasher stories, I think you'll definitely like this one, and especially if like themed around a holiday. I had a really good time with this one. So we're following a family. I think the timeline was like early 2000s too. Let me think. Maybe not that. Yeah, 2005. Okay. Family, husband, wife, 2 kids, teenage age kids, so they're a bit older. And you know, the parents seem to be a bit on the rocks, having some hard feelings, and so the dad's like, I'm gonna book this little, you know, house, whatever, in the middle of nowhere, for Christmas. Everyone's gonna have a great time. Okay. Little did they know, though, this house has a bit of a history. Something happened on Christmas, you know, some years back, 10 years back, I think, maybe something like that. And our family was killed in the house. There's secrets and all kinds of good stuff going on in here, and some really fun slashy kills. So it was just a lot of fun. It really was. And one of the kids is actually a disabled character, which I really appreciate. I thought she was handled really well. She has like a physical disability with her walking, and uses a cane and things like that. She was kind of a smart ass, which I liked. So yeah, it was just fun. It was just a damn good time. I flew through it. I read it over like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and I just flew through it. I devoured it. It kept me interested. I had to know what was going on. Yeah, it was a fun time. And of course, Nightworm, so I got my little signed copy here. Definitely, I think, add it to your Christmas horror reading, because it was just, it was a hell of a good time. A lot of fun. Okay, what is next? I did a reread for Kim Ji-young, born 1982, by Cho Nam-ju. If you have seen my Best of the Year video, it was my all-time favorite book of 2023. Quickly catapulted to one of my all-time favorite books ever. I love this book, and I wanted to reread it just to make sure it was my very top fave, right? And so I did. I listened to the audiobook this time around. And I think maybe listen to audio the first time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And yeah, loved the reread again. This is 1,000,000 stars. I love this book. I think it should be required reading as we're following, you know, Kim Ji-young and her life as just a typical everyday woman, and the struggles that go along with that. It's just really eye-opening. And as I always say, I've never felt more seen in a book. I love it so much. Okay. And then I did another little buddy read. Brad Proctor and I had been buddy reading the new Star Wars books, the new High Republic books, but we kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. And so he reached out, hey, look, we want to kick this back up. And I was like, yeah, let's get back into it. So we picked up the Tempest Runner by, what's her name? Cin Scott. And this was really a lot of fun. These stories are perfect on audio. If you got to get the audiobooks for these, because they're like sound effects. There's multiple narrators for characters, sound effects and music. It's just really great on audio. And this one takes us as we, if you know the storyline of there's the enemy that's called the Nihil. So this is set, I forget the timeline exactly, there's several hundred years, I think, before like where New Hope picks up. So we're like way back in time. Jedi are like really powerful, and so the enemy around this time is the Nihil, which is kind of like this kind of roving gang of almost kind of like pirates, essentially. But they're kind of these like three, separate groups, and they're each called a Tempest, and each one has like a leader. And this one follows one of those leaders, Lorna D, as she's a Tempest runner, as she's like the head of this one group. And we follow. It picks up from a previous story as we're seeing what's happening after that, and then we also flash back to Lorna D's life, kind of where she grew up and how she ended up where she is, that kind of stuff. So it was very enjoyable in that aspect. Like, she's definitely a cool character, and kind of boss lady vibes. Like I really like her a lot, even though she's a bad guy. But yeah, it was just really fun. I just enjoy these books because I like Star Wars. You know what I mean? I like Star Wars, and I like getting more Star Wars. I love it. I enjoyed it. So, all right, and lastly, I ended out the year with The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. Is it Katrina or Katriona? I'm not sure. But anyway, I feel like I'm definitely a little late to the party on this one. This definitely made the rounds when it first came out, and but I finally got to it, even though actually it was on my January TBR, but my library hold came in for the audiobook, so I just kind of went ahead. So I started my January TBR a little bit early. It's fine. So, and I enjoyed the hell out of this. I loved this. It would have made definitely my top of the year had I not filmed it a little prematurely. I didn't really think I was going to read any more books, to be honest, through the end of the year. But like I said, the audiobook hold, man, Libby, she'll really do a number on you sometimes, right? But yeah, gosh, I loved this book. Oh my gosh. I think the best way to go into the book is to know nothing. To know nothing about it, other than there is a cat and there is a perspective from a cat, okay? And that was delightful. But know nothing going into it, and just see how you feel about it by the end of it. I fall on the side of, I loved it. Oh, it popped up there, sorry. I fell on the side of I flipping loved it. But, man, I would say more psychological than like straight up horror. There's some creepy bits in it, but a really psychological story. And that's all I'm gonna say. You just gotta read it to see where you fall, I think. I thought it was great. And even though I kind of figured out maybe what was going on, I still was so compelled to finish it and see, you know, just where everything kind of fell into place. You know what I mean? I thought it was great. I loved it. And so, yeah, it was, I mean, a perfect way to end the year with a 5-star read. I mean, what more can you ask for, right? So yeah, December was chill and fun. I know I read some really fun things, and I had 2 fun blogs and a lot of smut, and ended on a 5-star read. I mean, what more can you ask for, right? So yeah, that'll wrap up the year for me. And yes, let me know what you got into in December. Hope you had great holidays if you celebrate. And yeah, we're New Year's tomorrow as I'm filming, of course. And yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate your time as always. I want to thank you all for such a great year here for me on BookTube. I had some really good growth on the channel. I always have really great comments. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, and I really do appreciate it. It makes my day, and for me, BookTube is just, you know, a really fun hobby, and I enjoy it. I'm still enjoying it, so looking forward to, you know, doing some more fun stuff in 2024. And yeah, I just had a good year, so, and I hope that you did too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next. All right, guys. Okay, bye.